like praying to Jesus that these don't fall over right now. What's up, my britches? Today's video is going to be a little bit different today. This is basically me explaining my mindset when it comes to me buying new palettes these days because I have so fucking many. It's ridiculous. So I don't know, I'm like leaning back and forth with this Jeffree Star Cosmetics Bloodlust palette because I keep looking at it, and that's what kind of tells me if I continuously look at something and I'm continuously into something, even though he's on my like timeout list right now, I'm like, I'm kind of feeling this palette. Like the more that I see it, the more that I don't know, just the more that I'm seeing it, the more that I'm into it. But then I'm thinking to myself, but do I have this palette already in my collection? So this is what I thought would make sense for this video. I hope you guys like this. But it's so weird. I just saw Jessica says I'm kind of wanting it too. What's up, all my bitches in the live chat? Hi, Audra. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Kara. Hi, Chris, Candy, Kimberly. I see you guys. You guys are the best. So I hope you guys like this idea. I went through basically like all the palettes that kind of reminded me of the shades that I'm seeing in here, which take always swatches with a grain of salt. P.S. If you haven't yet, give this video a thumbs up. Come on. But basically, like, my mindset is now for when I buy new eyeshadow palettes, I'm like, if I keep, like, coming back to it, I'm more likely to buy it. If I just kind of look at it and forget about it, probably not. But I don't have the luxury of, like, going in store to see this palette because I'm not close to a Morphe store. You always have to order Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I'm going to tell you, like, this video is not to, like, shy you away from buying this palette. Like, I'm basically, like, breaking up with all social media influencers because I'm, like, I'm just so over the fucking drama, over everything. If I'm into the makeup, that's what I want to focus on. Don't say his shit is similar to other shit. Peeps lose their mind. Yeah, that's where I'm like, I'm not saying this to like deter you from buying it or anything. I just thought this would be fun to kind of like revisit my palettes because I found like one of the palettes that I found in here, I'm like, holy shit, I like forgot I had it. I never use it because I don't see it in my drawer. That's like the main reason why I hate my Alex drawers because like so many palettes get hidden. But then I do think there are unique shades to this palette. I just thought this would be a fun video. Like, take this with a grain of salt. Always take swatches, especially with a grain of salt. I was laughing my ass off because I saw it was on Twitter the other day. It was actually Jacqueline Hill that was like, don't pay attention to swatches. Like, swatches don't tell you anything. Yet every launch video is just filled with swatches. So it's like, always take these with a grain of salt. If anything, I could usually judge like metallic shades by swatching. But like multi-chromes, that's like a whole nother thing. Those, I feel like you need swatches. But like matte shades, like they don't tell you really anything about the palette itself. You know what I mean? Like you have to use it on your eyes. You have to use it on like with brushes, like how you're going to actually apply it. Whatever. I thought it would be fun to kind of revisit my collection and just have fun. And if you guys wanted to see any comparisons or anything, that's what this is for. If I sound like shit, it's because I feel like shit. That's also why I wanted to do this, so you didn't have to see my face. Kara, here. I'm ready to see this. I'm going to dive right in. So I'm going to go through first, like, the palettes that I picked out because, like, when I seen this, I'm like, I feel like I already have this. I quickly realized different because I do think there are unique shades in here. So let me move these out of the way, and I'll kind of walk you through all the palettes that we're going to be looking at today. So first one, this is the one that I was like, I was not expecting this to even resemble anything in this palette. And there are a couple shades in here that do. So I'm going to take out, this is the ColourPop. Was this the second Disney palette? It's the Misunderstood palette. This one I don't even know if you can get anymore. But it was just a forgotten palette. I had it in my drawer. And I came across it. I'm like, some of the shades in here are fucking bomb. And I'm going to swatch them today. So we have that one. We have the Miracle palette from Glamlight. I got this in... Oh, what was it? I did a video on it. It was like a collaboration with Angelica. Oh my God, was it Tribe Beauty Box? I got this palette in there. There's only like 2 shades in here that I would say resemble shades to the Jeffree Star palette. These 2 were I was most curious about were the Lunar Beauty palettes because in my mind, they use like the same lab because just knowing the history between the 2, I feel like they probably do use the same lab. So I was just very curious to see if there's any like similarities or anything. And I just like, these were the 2 palettes. I was like, I feel like I could find these shades in these palettes. You know what I mean? So I have the Strawberry Dream. And then I also have the Moon Spell, which this is like my favorite palette in my entire collection. So we have those palettes. we have the Smoky Glow and Midas Cosmetics palette. I have a couple shades in here that I think definitely resemble in here. Formulas are probably going to be different. We're just judging by what the shades look like and by like how they were explained in Jeffree's video, because I did watch it just to hear how like he explains like the details of the eyeshadow, like how he says the description. I hope I'm making sense. Next one I pulled out was the Jawbreaker, because I don't know, I felt like there were some overlapping shades in this one as well. He said in his video he doesn't ever repeat shades. Oh my god, I'm gonna knock all these over. If I have any broken, I'm gonna die. Blue Blood, there was a couple in here I suspected to be similar, and I'm gonna find out if there is any. So we have the Blue Blood. We also have the original, the Beauty Killer. This was the one I found most interesting because this formula is different, but I feel like the shades, like a lot of the shades in here, do resemble this new palette. So we're going to have that one. We're going to have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy. And then we're also going to have some Makeup Geek shadows, because I feel like I could dupe a lot of this palette with Makeup Geek. And then I just got this. I ordered it from Camera Ready Cosmetics. This is the Salt New York palette. I got this because we're going to be traveling in April. And this is just so ideal for traveling. Like, it's so just... it's so perfect. So I can't wait to use this, but I just threw them in here because I didn't want to have like my entire palette. So I'm going to kind of wing it. Like, if you guys have any ones that you guys want to see or anything like that. Kara says, ooh, child, you're comparing Jeffree Star Interweb. You're brave. I mean, I said what I said. I think you can still get that ColourPop palette. I forgot all about the Villains collection since they release stuff every 3 seconds. Exactly. That's where I'm like, I totally forgot about it. So I was hyped when I pulled it out because there's some shades in there that are so pretty. Pretty sure I see a Pornhub link on the iPad. You probably do. It's my husband's. Josh, I can't stand you. Okay, let's go. I'm going to do it by like how they're laid out in the palette. So if you guys haven't seen the palette, this is what it looks like. It's probably upside down to you. The packaging is gorgina. Like, I love the aesthetic of it. Okay, so this is the outer packaging. If you guys have been living under a rock and haven't seen it yet, this is what the inside of the palette looks like. And then these two, the next two slides, like, this is what I envision this palette to look like. I think I would have been even more excited, like, no second guess. Like, I would have put everything aside if the palette looked like this. These I found off of Twitter. This was exactly how I wished that this palette looked. I love the aesthetic of that. I kind of like the like grunginess, like dark tones in this one a little bit better, but I like the structure of this better. I just like how there's no wasted space. I like how it goes with, because this is supposed to be like another like sister palette to like Blue Blood. What's the original one? I don't have that one. Oh my, I forget the name every single time. The red one, Blood Sugar. It's supposed to be like a sister palette to the Blood Sugar. Yeah, Blood Sugar. Oh my god. Rectangles make my brain happy for real. So I'm like, if it's supposed to be a sister palette, like, I feel like the layout should have stayed the same, but I do really like this color story. I just seen this one before I like went live. So I wanted to show you guys those ones. And then I also pulled up some swatches just so I have some stuff to kind of refer to. I think it's kind of weird that there's really not that many swatches online right now, though, right? I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of weird. I expected there to be like a ton of them. I don't know if he just didn't send out PR or whatever the case was. Anyways, let's just jump right in. We'll start with the first shade. That's going to be, this is another swatch. I don't know whose this is. I just got it off of the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Instagram. I just had a total brain fart. So I'm going to flip to this one because it's a lot clearer so I can read the names. So the first one I want to start with is Your Majesty. This is just described as a bone color. And this palette's going to be $54, I believe. It's going to be a bone color, but it's going to be more ivory toned. So the one in my collection that I thought was the closest to it, I would say would be from Makeup Geek. I think either two of these would work. But I don't know. It's so weird because in the pictures and everything, it doesn't really look ivory. It kind of looks more yellow in swatches and everything. So I think either So Pale or this is where these are going to be a pain in the ass. I shouldn't have put them so close together. Or Vanilla Bean. I think Vanilla Bean is going to suit the more like bone color pale. Like it even looks different on camera right now, but you could probably see just like the tone differences, how So Pale is going to be a little bit more yellow versus wow, I can't even fucking talk. Versus Vanilla Bean is going to be more like ivory toned. I feel like those were the two best ones. But let's face it, there's so many eyeshadow palettes that have colors like this. Like that's not a unique shade whatsoever. Like Smoky Glow palette has the shade Basic. That's just like a white base, which is what Jeffree even said that he typically likes. That's one that already has one in here. The Amrezy palette doesn't have one of those in here. I personally like when there is a bone color shade because I usually like to like set my lids and everything. But even this one here, like this palette, a lot of these resemble this palette here. China White. This is going to swatch like shit because it's so old. But I wasn't going to swatch these ones because they're really not going to, I'll swatch them anyways. Because we're going to have a swatch party. This palette, I'm telling you, is so fucking old. So this is what all these shades are going to look like. Put them on your eyes. They're going to all look the fucking same or pretty damn close. That's not like a make or break it type of shade. So those were going to be the Makeup Geek and Beauty Killer palette. I think there's even one in the Jeffree Star, like even the shade Virgin in this palette here. This is like almost identical to what was in the Jeffree Star, like the original palette, the Beauty Killer. Like, look how similar those look. On the eyes, you're not gonna be able to tell like a big dramatic difference. So that's one. I'm just like, probably didn't need to swatch it, but we love a good swatch party. Am I right? Josh, I got my shout out. My life is complete. Josh, I fucking love you. It's weird that he didn't live swatch everything. I thought that was very weird too, because he usually does, but I was kind of glad because it's excessive every so often. Like, I feel like it doesn't tell you anything. Like, we don't need like the buildup of the, ooh, like, oh my God. Like, he still does it, but it's like, okay, sometimes it's just a little bit too much. Okay, the next one is going to be Take the Crown. That's going to be this one right here. This one was fucking me up a little bit because on the swatches, it looks pink, but he describes it as an icy metallic lavender. Now, the one that I found that I would consider like an icy metallic lavender would be Makeup Geek Daydreamer. It's going to be this one right here. Like that to me looks like an icy metallic lavender, right? But when you swatch it compared to his, it doesn't, it's like, that's an icy metallic lavender. Like the ones that I keep seeing in his swatches, that it looks like a pink. So I pulled out also another Makeup Geek Whimsical. This is going to be like an icy metallic pink. These are my favorite formula from Makeup Geek. I fucking love these. Like, look at just how icy. Love that shit. I love it. So those are the two I think are closest to Take the Crown. I'm sure they're not identical, but this is me just judging by what I see on the internet. And again, I can't go in store to swatch these things. So, oh my God. I just dug my nutty shade. God damn it. That one's already struggle. It's on the struggle bus. Another one, I'll mention this one too, because I feel like maybe this could work. The shade Leno in the Midas Cosmetics palette. Like this is, I wouldn't say it's really like icy, but it's like a lavender. It's really pretty. I really love the color story of this one. There's a couple more in that palette as well. So those were like the top ones that I thought were the most similar. Let me kind of pop around and see if I see any more. I mean, you have Prue in the Lunar Beauty, but I feel like this is different. Hang on, I'm going to try to dry off my hands in between. I'm going to try to rotate fingers so I'm not constantly swatching on like wet hands. I would like, that's like an icy lavender, but it's not as icy as like Jeffree's. Jeffree's are, I don't even know whose ID that is that I just saw in here. Like, look at the swatch that he did. Like, it looks pink. I'll try to turn like that to me looks pink. I'm going to turn it up just so I can see a little bit better. To me, that doesn't look like lavender, but I'm just going by how he described it. So we'll just go with it there. I think if I were to compare this one that I'm seeing right here, it would be the Leno shade in the Midas palette. But just how it's described, I would say the Makeup Geek was a better fit. Kelsey, what's up, girl? Okay, next one is going to be the shade Deviant. That is going to be, how did he describe this? A matte lavender. And he said this is supposed to be 5 shades lighter than the Jawbreaker palette. And I actually don't think I have anything in my collection that would suit like a light lavender, but it's also not really a shade that I would probably go for. So the one that he's talking about is Gumdrop. It's supposed to be 5 shades lighter than this one here. So to me, it's like, what's going to be the point of that? What is that going to do for me? Probably nothing. Let me see. I'm going to keep referring back to this one because, again, I think this is very interesting how similar that one is. Let me try to open all these up. Do you guys think this is fun or is this like ridiculous? Or would this be better as like an edited video? I thought live would be more fun. I think lives are always more fun because I'm actually talking to people and I'm not just sitting talking by myself, you know? Drunk dialed by you. I live for it. I think it's so funny when you're like, I'm getting in the shower. I gotta wash the drunk off. Yeah, I think other than that one, the only other, or wait, I have my Safari palette. I know that has a lavender in it, but I feel like the shade of it is so similar to the Jawbreaker. That's why I wasn't even gonna pull this out, but why the fuck not? We're already here. It might be a little bit lighter. Actually, I don't even think really. I think it's a little bit darker now that I look at it. This one's going to be from the Jawbreaker, is more pastel. So it's supposed to be, again, 5 shades lighter than that. Hudson, I saw it after the fact. You gave me a super chat in a previous video, and I wanted to say thank you because I don't think I thanked you in that video because I didn't see it. So thanks for your super chat in my last video, girlfriend. I'm a brown girl. The whole palette is pointless for me. That was the one thing I thought too. I'm like, it's so many like light shades. I don't know. The swatches, they're just like taking me on another thought process, I guess. I don't know. Like, I just keep thinking about it. I'm like, maybe I do want to get it. I don't know. Okay, next one's going to be Beauty Sleep. So this is going to be a duochrome. It's going to be gold pink, like a gold pink duochrome. So it's going to be this one right here. Like in the picture, it does not look like it's going to be a gold pink. I'm going to go by like how his swatch is. And I probably have like a perfect shade for this. I think I actually have a couple. This is going to be from the Midas Cosmetics palette. This is the shade Group Chat. Oh my God, this is such a good shade. Like, look at how fucking pretty that is. I think that shade probably nails it for that shade Beauty Sleep. So pretty. So just, it's so good. Let me grab, there was one more. The shade Barb in the Amrezy palette. I think this one's going to be a little bit more glittery. That was one thing I noticed too. There's a lot of glittery shades in this palette as well, in the Bloodlust palette. And that's, so it's going to have Midas Cosmetics and Smoky Glow palette. And then this is the Anastasia Amrezy palette. Both of them, so gorgeous. Like, this is swatch porn right here. I think those are going to nail it for those 2 shades. I think that was the only 2 that I had that were considerably similar. I'm doing one last look. At first I wanted that palette and I talked myself out of it. See, I was opposite. At first I'm like, no, there's no reason for me to get it. Like, he's on my do not buy list. And now I'm just like, oh my God, I think it's so pretty. But it's just like, is it practical? I wish I could see it in person. Just, I can't get enough of those shades right there. Like, Midas Cosmetics and Smoky Glow, they fucking killed it with that palette. And even the Amrezy palette, I think that's such a pretty palette. Okay, the next one is going to be Wet Jewel. So this is going to be like, he didn't say how it's described. It's going to be from his new formula. From what I see, it's going to be the shade right here. It looks just like a highlighter, like something that you could easily dupe with like a highlighter. But it was really hard to see in his swatch. I even have this swatch. This one, it was just like, I don't know. They all look so different, but I thought the most similar one in my collection would be Mongrels from this Disney palette. Bitch, look at this one. It's so good. I'm sure his is different, but look how just, oh my God, it's so pretty. So good. Even, let's see, we'll try, I think it's Flotsman. We'll even try this one. I feel like the ColourPop, no, that one I don't think will. Because it looks, just in the swatch, it looks more of like something like this, but I still don't think it's the same. I think it's more silver tone versus this is going to be more like champagne color. That's one of the shades I feel like is going to be very unique to this palette, just by judging it off of the swatches and everything. that's like the first out of the first 5 that I think is just very unique to the palette. Would that match the pink gold shift color? What do you mean? What would what match? That's why I like this live, because it's like you guys can ask questions. Depotting parties should be a thing where we trade shades we don't use with friends. That would be so fun. But I'm like that kind of person. I like having like complete palettes. I think I'm getting to the point now, though, I wouldn't even mind just having like custom palettes, like making my own. Expensive pink from MAC. That one I've never seen before, so I don't know. Really, Brett? Teresa. Oh, I didn't realize she was live too. God damn it. I know. I got out of work and I just been swatching, so I'm like, it's so hard now because so many people do lives now. It's so hard. Like, if you guys can't catch all the lives, like, that's totally fine. I know a lot of us, like, I feel like a lot of our communities are also similar. So it's like, I understand if you're not always here. I know you guys are going to want to watch other people too. It's okay. That's why it's the option for the playback is here as well. Okay, next one is going to be Royal Pain. So this is going to be a red mauve. This is the one I thought would be very easily duped. It's going to be this one right here. I hope this is like working so you guys can kind of see and follow along. I'll watch hers at the gym tomorrow. I'll probably watch hers at work tomorrow or something. Christina says, I'm late, but has anyone tried duping the palette with ColourPop purple? Do I have that palette? Oh my god. Hold on. I think I have that one. This is what I'm talking about with having a big makeup collection, man. I know I have that palette. Hold on. Give me a second. Oh my god, that was like one of the main ones that I wanted to feature in this video too, and I completely forgot about it. Did I declutter it? Hold on, I still have my box. Pause. Grab a drink. Oh my god, I had to have decluttered it because I know I had that palette. Oh my god, I almost just tripped over like 8,000 things. Yeah, that was my plan, but I must have taken it out of my collection because I never used it. Oh, son of a bitch. I'm so mad I just missed that. Anyways, back to where we were. Royal Pain. It's a red mauve. This is the one I felt was so easily duped by so many different palettes. So this one. Hold on, I gotta catch my breath now. Holy crap, I'm sick, so I'm like, I'm Struggle City right now. This is the Glam Light Miracle palette. The shade Rosa. Oh, this was another one I forgot to swatch earlier too. The shade Rosa, I feel like, is so similar. I'm going to swatch the shade Amour because I feel like this is very similar to that Midas Cosmetics one. I even think this dupes another one in here if I remember correctly as well. Oh, so pretty. But it has like that gold shift to it. It's just a little bit deeper. Let's see. Back to the red mauve. So that was the Glam Light palette. Let's move over. I'm telling you, I had so many dupes for this one in my collection. I think I had almost every palette had a similar shade to it. I don't think Jawbreaker does. I'm just going to leave this open like that. I know this palette doesn't. Moonspell does not. Makeup Geek definitely does. I think the shade Cupcake is very similar to what that shade's supposed to look like. If it's not, there's like 3 other shades, but I feel like from the swatches, this is the one that was like the most reminiscent to what was swatched online. So this is going to be Makeup Geek Cupcake. I feel like Makeup Geek knocked a lot of these out of the park with how similar they are. I don't think the Misunderstood palette had anything. How did you get a wrench? Oh, they're my modifiers. That's how they get a wrench. Let's see. Did this one have one? That one did not. I thought the shade Skyline from the the Lunar Beauty palette was similar, but I think this is more peachy tone, so I don't think that's identical. I thought there was another one. I thought I had a bunch. Maybe it was just a bunch from Makeup Geek. Hold on, let me grab that palette. Because this is what I'm talking about. Like, I feel like if Cupcake isn't right. I feel like something in here, like one of these two maybe. Those look a lot more like purpley on camera. Are you guys seeing it that way? I thought the shade here might have been similar too, a little bit darker. That's going to be the shade Getting Figgy with it. So that's that one right there. And then I think this one too for Makeup Geek. Let me dig it out. Hold on. This is going to be Tuscan Sun. I think this is a little bit more pinky toned. But this, again, it's just like judging by how the swatches look online and how different they look in pictures. It's hard to tell exactly. This would be probably a better video if I got both palettes. But I think the point of me doing this was so I don't buy something that I already have, you know? Okay, so that's it for Royal Pain. Let's go to Dungeon. It's going to be a dark purple plum. Let me see what the swatch. This is going to be, I think, like the eggplant. No, just dark purple plum is how I described it. So this is going to be this dark purpley plum here. Was this? I think this was another Makeup Geek one too. Hold the phone. Let me grab this one. It's going to be this one right here. I thought this was very similar. Eternally Grateful. I've used this actually quite a few times now. Just a deep purple plum. That would work. I think that was the only one. Maybe Fearless from the Glamlight, but it's not as, or no, that's not even close. That's a false alarm. Let's see what we got in the Smoky Glow. No, I don't think in there. I think maybe Storm Cloud from the Strawberry Dream. That's very similar to that Makeup Geek one. So similar. This one's a little bit more brown, so I think the Makeup Geek one, because it's more plum, I think that would be a better fit for that. I have yet to find a dark plum that doesn't go patchy on me. It drives me bananas. Well, according to Jeffree, he said he thinks he's perfected the purples. So I guess we shall see. This is Virgo from the Anastasia. Nope, that's not similar at all. That's a false alarm. Let's see what Moonspell has to offer. I don't think anything really in there. I think Makeup Geek Eternally Grateful is going to be probably the closest to what I have to a dark, how do you describe it? Dark purple plum. I still feel like his shade does look different though than this one. So that maybe would be a unique shade to the palette as well. So that's two fairly unique shades, at least for me. Vizier has some plum. Yeah, it's very, very hard to perfect purples from even the experiences that I've had. Like, I've had the worst luck with trying to finding purples. Even the Makeup Geek ones, they're not perfect by any means. The dark color in the Conspiracy palette is horrible for me. It's more maroon, but still. Duping the vibes, my favorite thing. We're trying. We're just trying to see if we already have it. And then, I don't know, because I know he's on my timeout list right now, but I keep eyeing this goddamn palette. This next shade, I think this is another unique one to the palette. Sandal Water. It's a lavender blue violet. It's going to be this shade right here. Let me get the palette out. It's going to be that blue. Oh my God, look at my face right now. Yes, bitch. It's going to be this one right here. I think that's very unique. I could not find anything in my collection that has that like purple. It's almost like a purple periwinkle. That's what it looks like. I could not find anything. So I don't think, even like Blue Blood I was looking, this is like the main reason why I pulled this one out, this and the teal. This doesn't have anything like that. So that's very unique shade. I would be interested to see how light that one is. But as far as like the swatch goes, I think it looks like it'd be a very wearable shade, which is a plus. Let me go to, here, I'll give you a close up on his shade. It's such a unique shade. I like that one a lot. Next one is going to be Sworn Enemy. It's going to be a gold green with glitter. Lots of glittery shades in his palette this time. Rich Bitch. I think that's very similar. The consistency of this is trash though. Like this palette, it is terrible. I need to declutter this one. I like left it in my collection to see if it would, if I just reached for it. But I know for a fact he's changed his formula since then. So that I would say is a very similar shade. I'm going to swatch the Lunar Beauty Horizon as well. I think this is such a pretty shade. Oh, look at, fuck me up, Lunar Beauty. I love it so much. So pretty. But I think the tone of the Beauty Killer is more of the vibe that he has in his palette. This one's a little bit more yellow in the Lunar Beauty. The Colored Rain Power Palette is all purple. Did I just read that right? Oh my God, I just like stuttered over myself. Oh my God. I don't have that palette. The only one I have from Colored Rain is the Queen of Hearts. That tone reminds me of a Lethal Cosmetics single and also the ColourPop single I have too. Dumbass question. These aren't all your palettes, right? I feel like I've seen that dirty green gold color before. These aren't all my palettes. These are just the palettes. I think I picked out 10. These are just the palettes that I kind of looked at. I was like, okay, I feel like I have this palette already, you know? I love gold. Okay, next one. What was next? What was next? Sworn Enemy, we just did. Pink Magic. This one he didn't say. Oh, Jocelyn's all over that. He didn't say how he describes this one. I think this is going to be another unique shade because it looks like a pink highlighter. That's to me what it looks like. I don't think I have anything that's like a, I don't know, it's like a shiny. Oh no, I did have one. Hold on. I talked about it earlier because this is the one I was confused. I'm like, wait, should I call this like Take the Crown or should I call it this one? I think it resembles Makeup Geek Whimsical because this has a pink tone to it, but it's that like blinding foiled goodness. This is supposed to be his new formula, so I don't know how that exactly works. I'm very curious about it, but do I want to spend $54 on it though? You know? Bridget be watching. I be Britches. ColourPop also has single. Let's see. Oh my God, you guys are freaking killing me. Okay, so I think that's the one that could dupe or be slightly similar to Pink Magic just because he didn't give like a description for it. Next one is going to be Bleeding Heart, which is a fire metallic red. Oh, Danica, thank you so much. You don't have to super chat, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Bleeding Heart is one that's definitely very, very particular to this palette. I think the closest one that I seen was this one here. It's And What from the Jawbreaker. I don't know. That might be similar. I think that would be close enough because it's supposed to be metallic. This isn't, I would say this is more of like a satin, but it has like a slight metallicness to it. This one might be a little bit more red, whereas this is more pink. But still, that's real fucking close. Now that I actually swatched it, yeah, I think that would be close enough. Close enough for me, at least. Like, I wouldn't just buy the palette because of one shade. You know what I mean? Nikki Tutorial said that the red shade was not very good. Listen, the next palette will be goth style. I think the next palette's going to be a nude palette. I think he's going to do a nude one because everybody keeps asking, and I can't believe that he hasn't done one yet. I think. And then I saw, was it Trend Mood posted that he said in 2020 there's going to be one. The red in the palette drives me bonkers. I wish that it wasn't in there just because like you had Blood Sugar. That was like all red. Like, what? I don't know. I think it throws it off. Definitely. I don't even think the gold needed to be in there. Yeah, it's just, I wish this palette was done different. That's why I'm leaning to not buying it. But And What definitely resembles the Bleeding Heart shade, at least to me. Executioner, I can't find anything in my collection like this. It's gonna be gold. It's gonna be black with purple and wow, I cannot fucking talk. Purple and pink glitters. The only ones that I could find, Black Rainbow, which this isn't purple and pinks, but this is what I'm saying. It's like it feels like he's just like trying to redo his original because you can see the slight glitters in there. They're not like purple and pink. I think this one's a lot prettier looking. I don't know how I feel about the formula of his like chunky metallics though. Like this one in the Blood Sugar, was it Ocean Ice? Like everybody raves about this one, but it to me is just like so chunky and it stains the shit out of my lids. And it's just like a flake. Like look at how it's just messy. You know what I mean? It's very pretty when you blend it out. This is going to be the formula of that black one, I think. Yeah, Executioner seems like the most unique shade. I agree. I think that is the most unique one. It's just, I don't know if I would want to buy it because of that. You know, I think it's pretty. Again, I still feel like he's pretty much just trying to like redo his Beauty Killer palette, which is nothing wrong with that because the formula is completely different. At least I think. Too Faced Tutti Frutti Razzleberry palette has a black purple with... Oh, I don't have that one. There's a MAC single that is black with purple pink glitters. I cannot remember the name. So it's already been done. So if you guys are in your collection, like, I guess that's why I wanted to do this video. I thought it'd be fun. Is because maybe it'll make you think like, oh, what do I have? Maybe it'll make you like sit down and swatch your collection. It's just fun. Like, I've enjoyed sitting down and just like playing with my makeup and just having a little swatch party. It's fun. Next one is going to be High King. It's going to be a berry purple. Where is it? High King. This actually has a pretty good close-up of it. This one here. This one. Oh, how did I want to swatch this one? I think he didn't say if it was matte or a shimmer. Because it kind of looks like a satin. I think, let me think, a berry purple. Which one did I have picked out for that? I think I did all my Makeup Geek ones. Let me look. I want to see a smoky little palette maybe. Was it Content maybe? I know I had one picked out for this. I think it was this one here. 2 swatches. Maybe that one. That one looks a little bit more pink, but comparing it to the swatch. Oh, I'm going opposite way. I mean, it's not that far off. It's not exact, but it's not far off. Hold on. Let me keep looking. Let me see what else I come across. I feel like this is the one. Paige from the Lunar Beauty Moonspell. Oh my God, my hands are so dirty right now. I think that one was the one that I picked out for that. Yeah. So Lunar Beauty Moonspell palette. That's, I think, the dupe for me and my collection for High King. What do you guys think? Yeah, almost that smoky glow one's a little bit too pink. We want more of a berry purple. Next one's going to be Vivid Moon. It's going to be a bright lavender. I think this is going to be another unique shade. Let me... Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I don't think I found one for this one either. I think ColourPop is overrated, but their 9-pan purple palette is solid. See, I never reached for it. That's why I get rid of it. They're just like, they're too hit or miss for me. That, like, even for the price, it's like, I can't commit to something when it's like a crapshoot. I wish I could touch every shade in store, you know? I like almost forgot what shade I was on. A bright purple. I don't think I have a shade like a bright purple. I think around like 3 or 4 shades that I haven't been able to dupe in my collection so far. Yeah, that would be one. I know, or at least I assume, I think there was one in, I think that's more cool tone though. The thing that I didn't like about the ColourPop one, there was like too much of a similar depth with all the shades, at least I thought. And then it was like, I still felt like I had to reach for other palettes. I don't know. It was just weird. I want the Alma palette. I think that would be a really good one to compare against some of these shades because I know I had like the duochromes and stuff. That's what is keeping me from buying. Okay, let's go to Monarchy. So it's going to be a muted brown. Okay, like every fucking eyeshadow palette has a muted brown. So it's going to be, this is another one. Like the pictures and stuff, it looks different in like every single one. Like here it looks more yellow. On the arm it looks more yellow, but then in other pictures it's not even close to yellow. Like that one, it looks actually like a brown. That, I mean, I've got what, Courtney. I feel like these aren't ones that really need to be swatched. I've got Courtney, We've got Celebrity Skin, which is like a muted brown. That one wasn't really described that well because you could have a lot of different tones of muted browns. We've got Devious. I think that's going to be a little bit too dark, but even Tragic, that's probably a little bit too light, I would think. I know in the Smoky Glow palette we have one. Oh, no, we don't. I was thinking of Cold Brew, but that's a little bit too light too, I think. Like New Yorker or OG, I think either one of those could be considered like muted browns. Let's see, Moonspell palette. You've got Sarah and Winifred. You've got a cooler tone and a warmer tone. It's like you have so many muted browns, which I get why, though, he does it, is because I feel like you need it in almost like every palette. At least if you want to, you know, like use one palette for a look, you know. I still feel like with this palette, like the Bloodlust, it's almost like I still, like, when I look at it, I'm like, I know I would need to reach for something else, or at least I think I would. The next one's going to be Blood Queen. It's going to be a purple matte. So this is going to be like an eggplant shade. So it's going to be, where are you? Where art thou? Blood Queen. This is the one, it kind of threw me off because it was like, it's like purple, but it's like a pinky purple. A lot of these shades to me, unless I see them in store, which I won't because I don't have Morphe stores near me and I probably never step foot in one, but I guess you never know. It's so hard to tell, but I think Sabrina from the Moonspell palette, this was the one that I thought would be similar. I fucking love these. That to me looks, hold on, let me put them next to each other so you can kind of pick up what I'm putting down. I feel like those are similar, at least judging by the picture. That was the one I had picked out for that one. I also wanted to do Violence. This one's going to be more of a satin shade. Oh my God. This formula is awful. God, awful. I'm so glad he's changed it since this palette because it's horrible. Does anybody like still have this Beauty Killer palette, or am I like the only one left? Next one's going to be Vile Serpent. It's going to be a hot teal and it's going to be a matte. I have Makeup Geek. I've got the shade See the Day. This one I thought was very similar. I'm going to swatch on my other hand. Can't really do anything with this hand, but you get it. I'm going to do one more swatch. This is meant to be fun, okay? We're not judging by these swatches right now, but I feel like that shade is pretty close to that one there. Let me pull up the swatches. Looks a little darker in the picture, but again, close enough. I wouldn't need to buy the palette because of that shade. And then the last one is going to be Betrayal. It's going to be a purple with a gold duochrome. I think this is the one I wanted to compare next to. Oh, which one was it? Was it Pipe? I think it was Piper from Manny's palette. Wow, actually, this looks so much like Violence from the Beauty Killer palette. I think Violence might be a little bit deeper, but not much. Is that similar? I don't think that's the right shade. I think that's too light. I think the Jeffree Star is a little bit deeper. But in the pan, it doesn't look it. Like, that looks so light, doesn't it? Like, these pictures are so, so interesting how different they look. So that was the one that I had, was Piper from the Lunar Beauty Moonspell. If I were to pick any palette that has, like, the most similarities, I would say, I mean, the original Beauty Killer. I think there's a lot of similarities here. I think the Moonspell had the most similarities. And then next, I would say, was probably like the Midas palette. But very different color stories, you know? So what do you guys think? Was this helpful at all? Was it fun? Was it dumb as fuck? Let me know what you guys think of this. What time is the launch? I actually have no idea. I would suggest, though, if you're considering buying this palette, buy it from Beautylish, because the shipping is better, the customer service is better, you'll get your palette faster, and it's less likely to sell out faster than Jeffree Star Cosmetics website. So I highly recommend, if you want to purchase this palette, I'm still undecided. You never know how I'll wake up tomorrow. Maybe I'll wake up and say, fuck it. Like, do you guys want me to buy it? I'm just to the point, I'm like, if I'm interested in the product, I'm not going to judge it by who the owners are anymore, I don't think, just because it's every brand's problematic. Like, did you guys see today freaking Summer Fridays is doing giveaways for writing reviews on Sephora's app? Like, it's just all these freaking brands are doing problematic shit now. It's just crazy. Videos aren't dumb if you enjoyed them, Britt, and I think it was fun. I had fun like rediscovering this Disney Misunderstood palette. Like, I want to swatch that again because it was so good. I even think this one, Forest of the Thorns. I have so much like makeup remover on my hand right now, but it's okay. That's why, again, you should never like take swatches too seriously. That shade right there, though. Mongrels, man. Diablo. This was like my original fave. I think this is such a cool shade. Bitch. Look at that. ColourPop kills it with the metallics, I think. It's the mattes that I don't really like. But they're so hit or miss. They're like unreliable for me. At least by the experiences that I've had. Like some products I get, they're so good. And then other products I'm just like, oh, fuck, man. I want to love it so much. I need to reach for this palette more, though, because that's Gorgina. If you're on the fence, I say wait. I wish that I could see it in store. Like, I hate it, because I know I would feel more secure in either decision if I could see it in person. Honestly, I don't enjoy watching reviews from people that I feel just whatever about the product. I don't enjoy watching reviews from people that just feel whatever. What do you mean? Please show us Moonspell. Okay. I just think, I don't know, others do color better. Oh my God. I'm getting so confused. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Shireen, what palette are you talking about? Were you talking about the one I was just watching? That was the Disney, the ColourPop Misunderstood palette from Disney. I don't know if that's still available or not. We had a request for Moonspell. I fucking love this palette so much. It's like my favorite palette. It's my favorite palette because of my eye color. That's the main reason. I love the formula, but it's between the formula and the color story is why I love this as much as I do. You know what I mean? Let's do a little swatch party. I like swatching metallics. Like the mattes, it doesn't like get my rocks off. So we're just going to do the metallics. We'll just give you a rapid fire swatches. Because it's fun. And that's what I want this to be, is fun. I don't want it to be... I'm just like over the drama. I'm so fucking over it. I'm just like, can everybody just shut the fuck up? What finger is that? I need to fix that one because it's distracting me. There we go. So those are going to be the metallics in the Moonspell. I fucking love them. So flattering on the eyes. I like watching videos from people that aren't like, fuck yeah, let me see what this is. I love hearing you say Gorgina. Oh my God. If you ever have a palette, that better be a shade name. Oh my God. It absolutely would be. I highly doubt I'll ever have a palette. Oh, I'm so glad you caught it live too. I'm glad you guys enjoy them. Like they perform. Like I don't get the views on them, but my watch time and stuff, like everything else seems to be higher than when I watch or when I upload a video. But maybe it's because I don't ever upload videos anymore. I have stone cold blue eyes. I don't know what to look at next. That I don't know because I don't have stone cold blue eyes. I'm about to eat a full meal for the first time since Sunday. Pray for me. I don't eat when I'm stressed. Well, girl, don't be stressed. Get your shit together, girl. Emily, I think when you are reviewing makeup, it's hard to be excited about everything. Yeah, that's kind of like I used to be so quick to just like, okay, if I were to be still doing my videos like I would instantly like not even think about buying this palette. I would instantly buy it because I know that's like what people want to see, but I'm just like, if I'm not like super excited about it, or if I'm not genuinely interested in it, like this one, I'm still on the fence, but the fact that I'm even on the fence about it is kind of like, do I want to get it? I doubt that I will, because I know this is probably what will happen. I'll probably log on to Beautylish, and if it sells out in 5 minutes, I'm just going to be like, oh, okay, it is what it is. It wasn't meant to be. That's kind of how I look at everything now. I just hate like the stress that comes with Jeffree Star cosmetic launches. I think that's the main thing that turns me off about it. And then just, it's almost like a brand, like you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't review this. Like you're damned if you don't, only because, you know, people are curious about this palette because it's Jeffree Star Cosmetics. But then it's like, you're damned if you do, because if you review it and it's a shitty review, you know you're going to get hate for it. But that's where I thought this would be fun, because it's like, you know, maybe I do have it in my collection already. Maybe, and it still is like a way to incorporate the palette, just so you guys could see maybe some other options, because this is a very controversial brand. Like some people don't like to buy from the brand. I guess I just feel if, hold on. I guess I just feel like if videos aren't paying all your bills, why spend your own money on something you're feeling mad about? But I'm a tiny channel that doesn't make money on this thing. I make some money, but not nearly as much as I invest. Some things I just buy because I'm curious about them. Like I even contemplated buying the freaking Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette just because I'm curious about it. But then I'm just like, I can't bring myself to give those companies money. Like that's where I'm like, I will probably never draw the line there, or go over that line that I've already drawn. That's how I should probably explain it. Yeah, it's just the fact that you're on the fence is because you like it, but you have other stuff like it. Yeah, it's just, okay. If it was, I think the main thing I don't like about it is I know how difficult this palette is going to be to store. It's like I love hate it. I love the packaging, but I hate it because it's not ideal whatsoever. I love like the velour on it, but then I'm like, that's going to get so fucking dirty. It's like one of those things. It's like, I love it, but I hate it. I hate you. I love you. It's one of those things. If you do end up getting it, you'll have to come back and show us dupes and see how close your guesses are. That would be fun. That would be cool. That's where I'd like, if you guys like this, I'd like to keep doing this just to kind of keep revisiting my collection. It's fun. Frankly, I enjoyed watching this live more than I have enjoyed reviews of the I just thought it'd be fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That makes me happy. It's hard because people will either hate you for liking Jeffree Star products or hate you for, yeah, it's like, I'm to the point now too, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, people just, I'm totally guilty of this too. Like, we just get so wrapped up in the bullshit and the drama and all this stuff. And it's like, it's only fucking makeup, man. I just need to take my own advice. Like, if I were to review this, I like probably wouldn't even look at the comments in it because it's crazy. But I'm like fortunate enough that you guys, I feel like my community like knows that I'm going to be honest about it, but then you get all like the trolls and stuff. Oh, totally. Curiosity is a thing. Also buy what you want. To everyone in the chat, it's not my money. Exactly. Yeah, the velvet packaging is going to get so dirty. I think so. Like, I already know how like I feel about the Anastasia Beverly Hills, but that's my main thing is I hate the packaging. I just like, even the Blue Blood, like this, I had the IKEA Alex drawers, and this takes up so much space in my Alex drawers. Like, I can only put like 2 other palettes on top of it, and then I never see this. But I think he does on purpose because they're showcase pieces. And here's the other thing I wanted to comment on, because I watched the launch video just because I wanted to see the swatches and everything. He was kind of saying how like everybody was shook because they said like how much the packaging was and stuff. And it's like, oh, come on, man. I don't doubt that he invests in his packaging because no other company like does this. But it's just like one of those things. It's like, you didn't show us anything though. Like you said what you pay for it. You didn't show us anything. It's stuff like that. I'm just like, what the fuck ever, man. I just wanted to be about the makeup again. I'm just so over it. It's so easy to get so caught up in it. I'm so torn on this one. I have all of his palettes, but I'm on a no-buy this, so it would break it. If you're on a no-buy and you're committed to a no-buy, don't buy it. Because it's not like a palette you're going to use all the time. Unless you absolutely fucking love purples. And that's another thing I debated buying this, is because I know so many people always, like when I would do Facebook Lives, I would always get purple eyeshadow requests. But then, like, I had a purple palette, the ColourPop one, and I don't even know where the fuck it is. Like, it's one of those things, like, I just never reach for it. I love dupe videos. I think it's a great additional layer to the kinds of videos you do, Brit. Yeah, I was just like, you know what? I want to try something a little bit different. I knew it was going to be all over the place, but I think I handled it okay. I don't know. I think I would be so stressed to film it, though. Like, that's why I like lives, because I feel like I'm just so much more in my element, and then I don't have to worry about editing it after. Shireen, do what Brit did and find dupes in your collection. It's one of those things too. It's like, are they exactly the same? No, but when they're on your eyeballs, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. Like, I bet you I could do a look with the things that I showed you, and I could tell you it's the Jeffree Star palette, and you'd probably believe it, just because it's like it's unique. Like, there's some unique shades in it, but is it $54 unique? Like, that's, I guess, the main thing you should ask yourself. If you're interested in buying it, fucking buy it, man. I'm not one of those people that's like, I'm not on a no buy, I'm not on a low buy. I'm just like, if I'm into something and I'm curious about it, I'm gonna fucking buy it. I think everybody should be that way. I feel like purple is the safest non-neutral color. I think so too. I think it's so popular because I think women just love purple. I think brands like shit their pants over it though, because of how hard the formula. Like, I see this palette being so much drama, just because I think people are gonna have the pigmentation issues. I think it's like inevitable when it comes to purple shadows. Like, I don't think any company has perfected, even though he says he thinks he has. I don't think anybody's perfected the purples. I think it's so hard, and especially since it's what, vegan. I do like the fact that he improved his packaging though, like how it has like the bumper inside the packaging. I like the fact that he added that. And he also addressed the fact that he's had like the breaking issues. And here's another thing, like, if you're going to buy this palette, and if you get your palette and you have issues with it, if you post it on like social media or anything, please post your batch codes with it. Like, if you have hair in your product or whatever the case, because people are doing it with the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. It's like, contaminants in cosmetics has always been there. Like, there's gonna be palettes that break. Like, when I received my Midas Cosmetics palette, like, my shit was broke. It's just like, this stuff happens. But all you have to do is contact the company. Contact the company's customer service. If you don't get an answer, try contacting them again. And then if you don't get an answer, post it on Twitter and put your fucking batch code on it. Because I'm so sick of seeing it. Like, as soon as I saw it today, I'm just like, oh my God, here we fucking go again. There would be no point in me getting a palette like this. I only wear like 1 to 2 shades on my lids, usually pale shimmers. I think it's definitely a collector's piece. And I think that I think he does it on purpose, which I totally get that. Oh, I just saw, I think Audra commented something. Brit, we're on a me buy. Buy what you want without being excessive. Even if you want to be excessive, be excessive. Buy whatever the fuck you want. Oh, I already read that one. I need to be on a me buy. I'm a newbie here with makeup. I have 4 palettes total. Yes, girl. And you probably actually use all those 4 palettes, don't you? I've got friggin' 10 just right in front of me, and I barely use them consistently. I only have about 10 or 12. It's like, it's so excessive. And that's where, like, I started my declutter series. I don't know if you guys saw it yesterday. I did my primers. I had so many fucking primers. I'm like, why? Why do I do this? Why do I buy so much shit? And it's one, I used to do it because I wanted to be like the first person to review it, but it's not reality for me. I'll never be the first person. And then just my mentality on it is so different now. I'm eating a cough drop. I just bought the Sugar Pal fun size palette though. That'll be my third palette. That's so fun. Like, use what you have. If you're interested in something, buy it. I'm not gonna sit here and say like don't buy things. Like, that's such a trend right now, is like the low buys and no buys. And I'm like, if you want to buy it, fucking buy it. I have 4 cases of palettes. Yes, girl. I have a whole drawer full. All right, this video's been long enough. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys did, please like this video. If you like the video, it tells YouTube. Even if you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. That's what tells me, and it also tells YouTube, like, hey, I like this. It'll send it out to more people. Or if you thumbs it down, that's how I know that you don't like these videos, and I won't do them again. Which is probably a lie. I'll probably do them because it's what I want to fucking do. So that's it for tonight's video. What's today? Thursday. Happy Thursday. I'll probably be back for something. I don't know what next. Yeah. Probably alive again. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.